Thank you for joining us on this live show coming to you from Bein Television. My name is Tunde Alabi, and the program is Newspunch, where we're taking a look at issues around the world. On the program today, we are in Africa, especially we are in Nigeria. A couple of weeks ago, in fact, a couple of days ago, on the 14th, on the 13th specifically of February 2017, our BBC report asked, where is Nigeria's president? We didn't ask that question. The BBC report asked that question, where is Nigeria's president? And so on the show today, as an African channel dedicated to broadcasting issues affecting the African diaspora community across the globe, we are also joining the BBC to ask the question, where is Nigeria's president? But first, let us quickly bring you that report where the BBC asks the question, where is Nigeria's president? And thereafter, we will show you that another report that we were made to believe that Nigeria's president was in conversation, telephone conversation, with the US President Donald Trump. And of course, we do have that confirmation that actually Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari was in a telephone conversation with the US President Donald Trump on Monday, the 13th of February 2017. The question still remains that where is Nigeria's president? We will also be joining the BBC to ask this question on this program today, that where is Nigeria's president? It is no longer a story that this has created a couple of confusions, apathy, agitated tensions among Nigerians worldwide, especially those in Nigeria. And there has been social media battle over the question, where is Nigeria's president? Key agitators and supporters of President Muhammadu Buhari have actually come hard on the people asking the question, where the opposition people that are anti-Buhari have also continually asked the question, that they need to speak and hear the Nigeria's president talk to them. Of course, the continued absence of Nigeria's president had continued to fuel the rumor of his death. It is no longer any story that the president is alive, because he was on a telephone conversation with the president of the United States of America, as confirmed by Sean Spicer of the White House on Tuesday. Quickly, I don't know which one to give you now, maybe to give you the BBC report. Okay, let's quickly go to BBC, courtesy BBC, that has a question, where is Nigeria's president? That we are joining BBC to ask on this program this evening. Where is Nigeria's president? Report from the BBC, courtesy BBC.
Harry spoke to Donald Trump, but the last time he was seen in public was a month ago, brokering peace talks in the Gambia. A week later, he was back on a plane, off on an impromptu holiday to London. 2 weeks later, in a letter, he asked the Senate for more time. He said he had to wait for the results of medical tests, and that set the rumour mill into overdrive.
They should just be open and tell us that he's dead, because we don't understand. Maybe he's actually resting while we were here suffering.
We want to hear his voice. We want to believe, yes, Muhammad Buhari is alive.
I know he's alive. I know he's alive. He's not dead.
We wouldn't want what happened to Yaradua to happen to the president now.
President Yaradua died in office, and officials tried to hide the fact he was gravely ill at the time. But the current government insists President Buhari is hale and hearty. Last week, these pictures of him in London were posted on Twitter, but the speculation continues. Prayer sessions are being held for President Buhari, but until he returns home, questions about his health won't go away.
Back, that was a very short report from BBC, where they has a question, where is Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari? In another very embarrassing turnaround of event, the New York Times on the 14th of 2017 also asked a question thereafter. After President Buhari was reportedly said to be in telephone conversation with President Donald Trump of America, New York Times asked another very, in another very embarrassing situation, asked, and it does say in a very alarming headline, New York Times headline of on the 14th of February 27, it says, Trump speaks with Nigeria's president who hasn't been seen in weeks. That was New York Times alarming headline. Trump speaks with Nigeria's president who hasn't been seen in weeks. So the issue of Mr. President's absence from Nigeria and is not talking to anybody is become not only a discourse in Nigeria, it has become an international point of discussion even among Nigerian friends abroad. Most especially the diaspora community is in a state of shock about the continued state of health of Mr. President, especially Nigerians in London, where Mr. President is said to be having his medical rest. And Nigerians in London continue to ask questions that if President Muhammadu Buhari is in London, why has he not taken the time to speak with fellow Nigerians in London, or at least Nigerian media broadcasting from London, but he could take the time to speak with President Donald Trump. And we do confirm that report. Again, the issue of presidents in telephone conversation with Donald Trump also had his own side, as many people, especially the anti-Buhari groups in Nigeria, began to tweet and also went on social media saying it was a lie, that President Muhammadu Buhari was in a sick bed and he never at any point in time was in a telephone conversation with the White House and President Donald Trump. But we have a confirmation, having got in touch with the White House. We have this report and this video from Sean Spicer, the White House spokesperson, confirming to us that President Muhammadu Buhari was actually in a telephone conversation with President Donald Trump, among other African states. Here is that video report from the White House.
The presidents of Tunisia, Peru, Nigeria, Colombia, and South Africa. Readouts are available on all of those calls. To his in-person meetings with the prime ministers of Japan and Canada, the president also recently had phone calls with the presidents of Tunisia, Peru, Nigeria, Colombia, and South Africa. Readouts are available on all of those calls. To his in-person meetings with the prime ministers of Japan and Canada, the president also recently had phone calls with the presidents of Tunisia, Peru, Nigeria, Colombia, and South Africa.
All right, that was that very short statement from Sean Spicer of the White House, actually confirming the fact that President Donald Trump was in a telephone conversation with the president of Nigeria alongside other African nations. But the questions people are asking from diplomatic circle is, there is an acting president in Nigeria. From diplomatic perspective, if the president of the United States of America, Donald Trump, will be in conversation with the president of Nigeria on a diplomatic line, the right person will have been to put a phone call through to the State House in Abuja and actually speak with the acting president of Shibajo, because it's supposed to be a diplomatic conversation. They said that the current president of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, is on leave, is on vacation. Officially is not in any way acting as the president of Nigeria at the moment, that the real president of Nigeria is the acting president officially, having communicated this far to the National Assembly. And people, top diplomats at diplomatic circle, are saying it is actually wrong probably for Mr. President, that is President Muhammadu Buhari, to have taken that phone call in London, which by no means is anywhere related officially to Nigeria, that the right place where that call should have been put through to should have been Abuja, the State House, which is the official office of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And the person occupying that office now is the acting president, Professor Oshibajo. Different issues going on in the social media about the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Different rumor, different information from both anti-Buhari and pro-Buhari. And today we're joining that global discourse to ask, where is Nigeria's president? Welcome to the program. And my guests on the show today are my guests, Abi Ojo an activist and a critic, and of course, my colleague Fatai Ogonibido of AMN News publication. Welcome to the program. Gentlemen, ladies, where is Nigeria's president? I'll start with you, Abby.
What do you want me to say? The same question has been asked around. We're wondering what has happened to our dear president, and the fact that, first of all, he was meant to be on holiday, and now we're hearing that he's actually on a medical leave, and that is not, not good. I remember when they were campaigning initially, when there was a question mark regarding the health issue of the, president then, and we're being told it was all lies. It was Felicia's rumor, and it seems since he's been in the government now, he's had to fly for medical thing within 3-4 times within 2 years. So what we need to know what's going on.
Okay, let's quickly put this information across to our viewers. We do not have that information. Even though we are in the media, we are in the business of finding out the information. But as you can see, we do not even have that information as a media house. Most people globally know Ben Television as the voice of Africans in United Kingdom. Most especially, they say we are the voice of Nigeria. But unfortunately, we do not even have information as to where Nigeria's president is. So who do we ask? Paraventure, you do know. We're not going to waste time. Why don't you just call into the studio? Tell us if you have an idea where the president of the Republic of Nigeria is. Call into the studio, tell us. Our crew are waiting outside. They might be there in a minute to go and catch up with him. Join us on the program. The number to call is going to be put on the screen. Tell us where you think Nigeria's president is. It's become a global question now. Where is Nigeria's president? Fatai, where is Nigeria's president?
Thank you, Tunde. Very, very interesting question, well, I can assure Nigerians that Buhari is alive.
Of course, we do know that Buhari is alive because he was in a telephone conversation.
But he is indisposed. The issue of telephone conversation, I will come to that later. Right now, if I have to tell Nigerians, even the president of the Nigerian Senate, Bukola Saraki, and some entourage from Nigeria arrived a few hours ago just to come and maybe fellowrise or just to come and express their solidarity with the president as he is right here in London. And by last weekend, my information was that it was to arrive in Nigeria by Saturday, but unfortunately there was a complication because I think his sugar level rose, and the doctor advised that okay, it would be better for him to stay behind, pending the time it will be regulated, so that it will go back to Nigeria safe and well. So that is the situation so far, and is actually
where is he?
Well, it's not bedridden. It's not actually in coma as being speculated. He stays where many of us really know, which is Abuja House, an official place.
Is that a confirmation?
Yes,
have you seen him, or have you seen anybody who has seen him?
Let me explain to you. I have my source that actually feeds me about his situation.
Should the whereabouts of the president of the country be who you know?
Well, you see, it's really an international embarrassment for Nigeria. Once again, the image of Nigeria is being battered. It's unfortunate that we have to go through this route of, unwarranted embarrassment most of the time. When is Nigeria going to have a good news about the country? Why are we selling ourselves to the entire world as if we are not a serious nation? Even though right now we are in the dilemma of how do we, as a country, how do we move forward when we are being given this sort of leadership in Nigeria? The issue of Donald Trump speaking to Buhari, the Nigerian government is
we'll come to that,
okay,
because this is being battered around in the diplomatic circle that officially, if President Donald Trump were to actually have official conversation, if not a convalescing get well conversation, official conversation that's got to do with Nigeria diplomatically, the right place for him to put a telephone call to
Nigeria State House.
Exactly. Abuja officially.
I believe that's what he did.
No, but so
I believe that's what he did because he spoke with the acting president, not the president. Because at the moment now there's this
no,
confusion.
well, that is your own opinion.
Opinion, exactly.
What
The
I
real
believe
fact.
in, there is no. He never. They said they spoke to Nigerian
No,
president.
no,
But nobody
Nigeria's
mentioned.
president.
Buhari,
Yes.
Nigeria
But
president.
we have
Buhari.
acting president. There's this confusion. We have the acting president. We have a president who has gone AWOL. We don't know where he is. And obviously, if he's going to be speaking to anybody, he has to be the acting president.
Of course, that is
Whom
not
I
right.
believe
That is not. That
that's
is
what,
not.
why would he be calling London? And when they spoke over there on the TV, the guy said they spoke to Nigeria. It could have been anybody.
Nigeria's president.
Obviously, you have an acting president. What is his role? He's not a vice president. He spoke to the acting president. So obviously, he would have spoken to the acting president, Yemi Oshibajo.
No, but he did not speak
Did
to
he
Yomi
call?
Os-
Did they say
Yes,
he
no,
called London?
He spoke
Actually,
with
that is the-
Did
Nigeria's
they
president
say he
because
called London?
he spoke with Nigeria's president because immediately after that telephone conversation,
They said they spoke to him in London.
Additional and other SA media to the president made a release that the president Buhari was in telephone conversation with President
Today,
Donald
this is
Trump.
what-
So
this is-
not Oshibajo.
Today-
Those who are the media people, the ones that released the thing, were they actually there when this conversation took place? Now, let me say something, please. We have a president who, like I said earlier on, has gone AWOL.
Well, we
don't
wouldn't
know
say
where-
he's gone away.
Yeah, because he's
the
not
president
there.
is
You
in
put-
London, but where is he in London?
This is what we're saying. You have an acting president. There's a difference. If he was just there for the sake, okay, what are Bukola Saraki doing here? Because you just said he's in Abuja.
Who said
Abuja
that? Who
House.
said that?
What did
Abuja
you just
House.
say?
Abuja House here in
sorry,
London.
Sorry, my
Okay.
profound apologies. I didn't hear
Okay,
that. I thought you said Abuja. Okay, he's in Abuja House. Now, they've come over. He's speaking. So what is Yemi Oshibajo's duty as an acting president? Why is he an acting president? When he's over there, the president, it has been claimed is over here, actually still doing official duty when he's not meant to be doing official duty. There's a lot of confusion going and it's quite an embarrassing situation.
Fatai.
Now, today, I was trying to come to that before you cut me off. You see, characteristically, what the Nigerian officials are doing over there, trying to find a way, one way or the other, to package Buhari again as if he has actually had a conversation with Nigerian president. What must have happened was that America has got its own style of doing things, which has to be with a sort of hierarchy. It has been scheduled that at a material time, he will have to speak to the leaders of South Africa, Nigeria, Mexico, you know. Actually, the message will have gone to Abuja from America. That is from Donald Trump's office. Now, the media people now need to find a way to package that actually something transpired between Buhari and Trump. Not knowing that they are once again exposing their idiocy to the entire world. I don't think Donald Trump is settling down president in America will now have enough time saying that he wanted a conversation with Nigeria president who is actually sick in London. As we said earlier on, I was going to mention that if any message has to go from Donald Trump office, American president office to Nigeria, it's going to be straight to the State House. If we had been told that actually American president phoned Nigeria's leader, that could have given us more credibility across the world. For the media people now packaging it that actually Donald Trump had a conversation with, they mentioned it as Buhari. I don't think Donald Trump have such a time devoting for Buhari who is sick here and phoning Buhari here while on his sick bed. And, you know, the 200 million Nigerians are going to be fooled.
Okay, let's go back to that video from the White House again. The information from the White House is that President Trump was in telephone conversation with the president of Nigeria. Of course, if it was an acting president, they will say acting president. I assume they will say acting president. And immediately after that conversation, the SA media, all of them went with official statements saying, indeed, Mr. President and President Donald Trump had conversation. So that shouldn't be any point of argument. Let's go back to the White House and listen very carefully at the choice of words.
Tunisia, Peru, Nigeria, Colombia, and South Africa. Readouts are available on all of those calls. To his in-person meetings with prime ministers of Japan and Canada, the president also recently had phone calls with the presidents of Tunisia, Peru, Nigeria, Colombia, and South Africa. Readouts are available on all of those calls. To his in-person meetings with prime ministers of Japan and Canada, the president also recently had phone calls with the presidents of Tunisia, Peru, Nigeria, Colombia, and South Africa. Readouts
Very clear.
Yes.
He was in telephone conversation with the presidents. And this is not a Nigerian issue. This is America.
Exactly.
If he were to be in telephone conversation with the acting president, they will say acting president, or they will say with the presidency.
This is a general statement from
It's a general statement.
If you
Bearing
take general
in mind-
because already the time had been made, you know, on record that at some period of time that the president will be speaking to certain leaders of certain countries. So this actually was the statement that was released. It is not that particularly the person who is in charge of that country is being spoken
What
to.
are you trying to insinuate now?
What I'm trying to insinuate is that Abuja is trying to package Buhari that he had conversation with
So you're saying
Trump.
he didn't happen?
Not at all.
But so what, are you contravening the White House statement?
The White House statement is trying to explain to the world that Trump had conversation with certain countries of the world, and those countries were mentioned.
Exactly.
South Africa inclusive.
Don't forget that this is a president.
1 minute, Abby.
Within the American record of nations, Trump was to have conversation with certain leaders of countries. Particularly, at that particular time, the scheduled time to be spoken to those leaders had been slated. And the countries to be spoken to were already on the table. So, America, the press media in America, the President Donald Trump's media in America would not be having enough time to be checking whether the Nigerian president is sick, is somewhere, or is not somewhere. All he had to do was telling the world that statement had been made that certain countries of the world had conversation with Donald Trump.
You're saying that telephone conversation was put through
He linked Abuja. And in order to present Buhari that he spoke to Donald Trump, that was the reason why the statement came.
So who picked the phone in Abuja?
Definitely, Osinbajo must have done that. And they wouldn't want that credit to go to him anyway, because they had to package the president.
Can I just say something? I remember when Yaradua had President Yaradua, so rest in peace, was there. And Goodluck Jonathan was made the acting president. Now, all duty of care goes to the acting president because the president himself is not available. And that is what we're saying. You cannot expect the president who's not available to then go and be picking up a phone call.
On his personal phone call.
When he's not a vice president, he is the acting president.
But again, do we put this straight that the official residence where President Muhammadu Buhari is also another Nigerian house, because it's Nigerian house. It is Abuja house. It's an official resident, and
we don't even know if he's there.
Would you assume? Would you believe that it is possible? It is possible for a telephone call to be pulled through to Abuja and redirected to London. Do you believe that?
Why would they do that, though?
America wants to put
Americans
cases right officially.
They're very official.
Do you know that it is possible for a call to be pulled through from a call to Abuja in Nigeria? They say, hang on 1 minute, let's connect Mr. President, and they pull the call through to London.
So
to
why
Mr.
would you have an acting
Today,
president?
let me tell you.
Why would you have an acting president? What is the role of the acting president?
The
when you're saying the role of an acting president is to act on behalf of the president who is not available. So as far as I'm concerned, you see, this is not as a non-minor issue. The main issue we should be talking about is what has happened to the main president himself. When is he coming back into the country to lead the people, to give them the good governance, to give them better living that this ruling government promised on the change campaign that they did? Why are we going on about whether... I will be honest with you,
Abby,
I don't believe that
what
was there.
Abby, what's happening is this. The rumor has been everywhere that the president is either dead, God forbid, or currently bedridden and is, in most cases, maybe on a, sort of a danger list. And the media team in Abuja, they had a duty to package President Buhari as being alive. And that evidence has to be shown in the conversation that he had with Donald Trump. But the main thing that happens here is that Trump was dealing with the Nigerian presidency, not particularly the president himself. He spoke to the Nigerian presidency. On that particular day, it is either one of the officials within the State House picked the phone, or maybe Osibajo himself, as the acting president, picked the phone. But when you actually understand the nature of the way Nigeria is being governed, especially with the way the country has been hijacked by those who are managing our destiny, you can understand that it will be unthink of that an American president, for the first time, is speaking to Nigeria, and is not speaking to a vice president. We know what Jonathan went through during Yaradua's indisposition abroad. So the Keban needed to actually present to the entire world that Buhari was ill and hearty, and for that reason, he had conversation with Donald Trump. Okay. It's only packaging. It's all lies.
All right. This is not for us here on the channel to judge. We wouldn't want to leave this conversation alone to our guests in the studio. We also want to hear your side of the story. What do you think? Do you know where Nigeria president is? And of course, rumor flying around now is that top Nigerians are flying into the UK to wish Mr. President a quick recovery. Of course, it was widely reported last week that one of the national leaders of the party, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and of course a former acting chairman of the party, Akonde, were in London to wish the president a quick recovery. And now another rumor is flying around, of course, that the Senate President Bukola Saraki and the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Dogara, are also in town to also wish the president a quick recovery. Why are top Nigerians paying courtesy call to Nigeria's president, using public money to fly around, to fly about, to say, wish you quick recovery to Nigeria's president?
It's a replay of Yaradua era.
Well, if you do have an answer, we don't have that answer. Unfortunately, we are a media house, a news channel, but we are blackout as far as issues around our president is concerned. Do you know? After this short break, we'll be back and you can call into the studio to share with us your opinion. Where is Nigeria's president? Let's take a quick break with this BBC report. Where is Nigeria's president? And we'll take another break and we'll come back to the studio. You can share with us, give us that secret. We'll quickly be there to answer that question.
A week later, he was back on a plane, off on an impromptu holiday to London. 2 weeks later, in a letter, he asked the Senate for more time. He said he had to wait for the results of medical tests, and that set the rumour mill into overdrive.
They should just be open and tell us that he's dead, because we don't understand. Maybe he's actually resting while we were here suffering.
We want to hear his voice. We want to believe, yes, Muhammad Buhari is alive.
I know he's alive. I know he's alive. He's not dead.
We wouldn't want what happened to Yaradua to happen to the president now.
President Yaradua died in office, and officials tried to hide the fact he was gravely ill at the time. But the current government insists President Buhari is hale and hearty. Last week, these pictures of him in London were posted on Twitter, but the speculation continues. Prayer sessions are being held for President Buhari, but until he returns home, questions about his health won't go away.
Hi, you are welcome, and the program is still on. The number to call is on the screen. Join us in the discussion. Where is Nigeria's president? I've got my guest in the studio, Fatai Ogunribido, publisher EMN News, and of course Abi Ojo also join us to they don't also seem to have an answer. It's only Fatai who seems to have a bit of some idea because he has his contacts. I don't know if as Nigerians we all need special contacts to know where our president is. His contact. Fatai, tell us more about this, your contact. Do you have specifics about where Mr. President is?
Well, actually, my contact remains authentic. It remains authentic
and anonymous.
And I mean, as a media person, I know the rules that guides your source of information. So, but
does every Nigerian need special contact to actually have an idea?
Well, this is you see every Nigerian, we have every reason to be skeptical about the condition of the president. When we go back to history and we actually replay what happened during the Yaradua era, for almost 7 months, Nigeria was left without a leader. And what is playing now is the same scenario that played during the Umaru Yaradua era. And what is actually playing is that the same group of Keba that hijacked Nigeria during that period of time, they are the same group that is in charge of Nigeria now. So that's the reason why, I mean, we are on a sort of auto-drive mode now in Nigeria. Because those who manage the affairs of the nation, they are invisible. This is the unfortunate thing that is happening to Nigeria.
But the acting president is in control.
The acting president is... That is in the surface. Let me tell you something. A lot of things has happened in the past. The vice president during Umaru Yaradua regime was embarrassed, and people knew this. And the current regime, they had to find a way to play on that and improve on what happened during the last regime. So they now had to be finding some roles for Osinbajo to be playing. I can assure you that Osinbajo, he hardly knows what's happening in this government at the back end. I'm telling you, this is the way Nigeria has been for a very long time. And the only reason why, the only way Nigeria can move forward is when, as a people, we come into reality about how Nigeria is playing. There are people who have hijacked Nigeria and who are in charge of Nigeria's destiny. And unless we move away from that, I'm telling you today, we are being made fools. As 200 million people being made fools. I'm telling you, this is the reality of Nigeria.
Okay, we're still waiting for you to join us on the program.
This is the reality.
If you're there, you're watching this program, you want to join us to be part of the program. I don't want this program to be limited to my guests in the studio. I don't want anybody to accuse us of anything. Where is Nigeria's president? Oh, Dada is on the line. Dada, good evening. Thank you for joining us. Good evening, Dada. Dada, good evening.
Good evening.
Where is Nigeria's president? Do you know where he is, please?
Where is he? London.
Okay. Where have you seen him? Can you give us specific information? Can we go there to have a quick interview?
No, but well, I just want to comment on one of the statements made by the two guests.
Yeah.
The one I'm watching now.
Go on.
The gentleman in the cap is telling us that it's compare what happened during Yaradua with the present administration. They are totally different. In any democracy, if the president gave the acting and the deputy full control, it's inconsensual that to ask people, we don't know what is going on. Of course, we have an acting president, and he has been given the full power according to the constitution. I'm not saying that the office of president should not give up-to-date information about the state head of the nation. But to say, oh, we are going back to exactly what's happened to Jonathan, no, it's totally different. Yeah, the vice president has been going around the country, performing, listening to news, giving notes. So what else does he want? Agree that, okay, they are a bit lacking the information about the president now. But that doesn't mean he should continue going back to Yaradua. It's totally different. He has to... Hello?
Yeah, go on, I'm with you.
Yeah. So as far as I'm concerned, what they should be talking about, how is the vice president is performing on his duty as acting. That's what they should be evaluating now. Not to just go back to the Yaradua regime.
Okay. Anyway, as it is at the moment, do you know where the president is?
president in London House.
But again, his recent conversation with President Donald Trump has created a couple of confusions. Some have said, look, why did President have to be in conversation with Donald Trump and not with Nigerians?
No, look, they know what, you know the president, as a president, you can have many means of communication.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
That's not available to news media.
Yeah.
You know that? They can have secret conversation.
Okay, all right,
even
okay.
when he's sick.
Okay, Dada, thank you so much.
If they clarify that, it has a very, very important topic.
Okay, all right, Dada.
From being a high.
All right, Dada, thank you so much for your contribution on the program. We are just joining the international community as a media house to also ask the question, where is Nigeria's president? Because we feel as a channel broadcasting and protecting the image of the African community in the UK, we're known to protect and broadcast, defend, more importantly, Africa, but more importantly, Nigeria. Very many mainstream media have called into Ben TV asking us, do you know where Nigerian president is? We do not have that information, and that's why we're doing this program today. If you're there and you're watching this program, if peradventure you know where Nigeria's president is, or if you're watching us, Your Excellencies, sir, Your Excellencies, sir, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, we do know you are alive. We know you've been in conversation with President Donald Trump. If you're watching this program, kindly do us this favor, pick up your phone and tell Nigerians and people who are watching this program across Europe, across America, everywhere in the world, Your Excellency, sir, pick up your phone and say, hi, Tunde, my name is, I'm alive, and I'm here in London. I'll go back to Nigeria very soon. Then we can assure Nigerians that, of course, Nigeria's president is here. All right, I've got another call. Yinka, good evening. Where is Nigeria's president?
Good day, Alabi, my best friend.
Good evening, Yinka.
Pick one, 3 things. All your guests, including yourself, you are not getting.
Yeah, what?
Let me be honest with you.
We are what?
Guessing.
Yeah, of course, we are guessing.
If Donald Trump will make a phone call, can we now shift the call, transfer the call to London now? Where is the president? All right, let me now give you the nitty-gritty of what we call about diplomatic relationship between Nigeria and the United States.
Thank you, sir.
The date and the time of this phone call from the President of America to Nigeria is already being scheduled. Are you with me?
Yes.
We know that. Now, if the so-called, all the paraphernalias of the presidency believe that the date will come on so date, do you know that they will get the president informed that Donald Trump is scheduled to call you at this so date?
Yeah.
Even the president of Nigeria knew about the date.
Okay.
Am I right?
Yes.
Yes, it should.
Now let me now ask Fatai. Yeah. Fatai, do you work in Nigeria before you travel abroad?
No. Don't answer that question. Do not know.
Okay. Sorry. To his respect. Sorry. Let me go further. Because the way you are putting the things on the table is very wrong. Today, Alabi, you are a presenter.
Yes.
If you are in doubt of where my president is, it is your civic duty, and the two of you there, you're there, to go into the Nigeria house where you believe President Buhari is there at the moment, and go and interview him.
We should go to Nigeria house to interview President Buhari.
What stops you as a citizen? What stops you as a citizen to go yourself and ask where he is?
If other TV station all over the world wanted to bring where my president is, you as well should do that.
Thank you very much.
You should go there. Not you talking like this on the here.
Okay.
Let me now tell you, if you don't work with the presidency, you don't have the right to say that this is what transpires. You are just messing about.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay.
Let me answer your question.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you, Yinka. No, Yinka. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's come to Fatah.
Let me answer him. I think I've been explaining since the program started that authentically, our president is here in London and is staying at Abuja House. That is the official residence
So
of
why
Nigeria here.
have we, you as a journalist, one of his questions, you as a journalist and we as Ben Television, why have we not gone to interview the president of Nigeria in Abuja House? So why have you, Fatai, not gone to interview him? One, I will ask Yinka, why you, Yinka, as a Nigerian, a concerned citizens of Nigeria, you live in London, wherever you live, either in Manchester or Liverpool, why have you not gone to Nigeria? Can you go to Abuja House uninvited, stay at the gate and say you want to talk to Mr. President?
I was coming to that.
Why have you not gone to it? You a journalist.
Let me explain something to you. I have tried to phone around to see the possibility of establishing, you know, actually the condition of the president. But as far as I moved, I've been able to establish that actually I won't, because of because of the sensitivity of the issue as at now, that I won't be allowed even to move closer to Abuja House. Before you can go there, you should be able to make certain, you know, inquiries and the right connection to be able to get there. It is not an easy thing. You know how Nigeria works. If the 200 million Nigerians have not been able to establish anything about their president, who am I as an individual to say that I want to go to Abuja House and knock on the door and say, please, President Brother, I'm coming to see you? It's so complicated.
Okay, can I give that information to him? He was saying why Ben TV should have gone. Yes, we have sent letters, text message to every known person. Of course, it's no news that we do have personal relationship with Mr. President Muhammadu Buhari. We have sent text messages to his media officials. We have sent text messages to the Minister of Information. We have used our personal contact and information to reach Mr. President. But I tell you, it is absolutely impossible to reach in. And so if we cannot have official confirmation, how do we take our camera to Abuja House in London to say we must interview? We cannot be acting as an activist. We are activists. The best we can do is to come on air and put this across to Nigerians and the global community, just the way BBC has done. Where is Nigeria's president? Fona, I got Fona on the line. Fona, thank you so much. Good evening, Fona.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Thank you.
To the guests in the studio as
Yeah.
well.
Good evening, thank you.
I just want to say that it's very embarrassing to Nigeria as a country that BBC would be asking the question, where is Nigerian president?
Thank you.
Do you get me? First and foremost, when the president has the right to go on vacation, then from vacation they turned it. They said, some people said he was sick. It hasn't been confirmed what the nature of the sickness is. Then later, they now told the government, the people handling Buhari's issue, now turned around to say to Nigeria that he's hale and healthy. Is that not the word they've been using?
Yes.
Now, if they say the president, if Buhari is sick for now, he has the right to extend his vacation. Exactly. Fair enough. People will accept that and say, right, he's not feeling well. He can't come back now. He's ill. Yeah. But for the head to now come out and be telling me, I think the issue started from this hale and healthy. This one spoke to Buhari, he's hale and healthy. So I think the question is, if he's hale and healthy, then he should be in a fit state to address, just to 1 minute video to the people of Nigeria that, hello Nigerians, my beloved people that voted for me, I'm fine, I'm in England, I'm not feeling a bit well, but I'll be home soon. Just that. But it will stop people guessing whether he's dead or he's alive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and then to top it up, Nigerians went to the embassy, to the Nigerian house. Did you see the video?
Yes.
Of them protesting.
We can confirm that. We can confirm that video where Nigerians protested outside the Nigeria Commission London was fake. There was no protest at all.
There was no protest at all. Okay. But for BBC to now carry it, I think, when I was like, That shouldn't be happening.
But the reality for now is the Nigerian president is human. He's very much
He's
entitled
human, yeah.
to his holiday, very much entitled to fall sick, take a rest, go on medical vacation. But the issue remains that many have said Nigerians have been kept in the dark about so many issues, giving rise to so many insinuations and, of course, social media war between the pro-Buharists and the anti-Buharists, which shouldn't be so. And this is what we're talking about on the program today. Fatah, you want to raise on that issue?
Actually,
I'm coming to you, Abi, in 1 minute.
Actually, we, as Nigerians, we have to be real as a people. We are being watched across the world the way our country is playing. Why can't we, as a unit, as a people that is actually united for a purpose of, wanting to progress, to develop, and to have real life as real human beings, why can't we come together and request that we need certain things, certain conditions to be met by our leaders? The same thing happened during the Yaradua era, and it's disgraceful, most especially in the face of the entire Africans, seeing that a giant of Africa is being treated the way Nigeria is being treated. For a moment, let us be human as leaders. As I'm talking to you now, I received information about an hour ago that Saraki and his entourage are coming to London. They just landed.
To pay a visit to Mr. President.
To the
we're
president.
talking about a nation
Definitely.
that does not have money, scarcity of money.
If he's so indisposed, at least a door is going to be open for those senators to enter to go and see him.
Yeah.
Why can't Nigerians be given the opportunity to set their eyes on
least
their
say
leaders?
this.
Just for 1 minute or for 1 second to assure us that he is alive and kicking.
Okay, I've got a phone call. Let me quickly take that phone call. Yemi. Good evening, Yemi. Thank you for joining us on the program. Do you know where Nigeria president is? Where is Nigeria's president?
Hello, good evening. I would first like to say hello to the people with you. Hello, Auntie Abby.
Hello, darling. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm on TV. I'm just going to be a bit shaky here. I know where the president is, though.
Where?
I actually saw him back KFC yesterday.
So what are your thoughts? What are your opinion? What do you think, Yemi?
To be sincere with you, with all the old things going on, I just feel the president himself should actually, come out or probably an aide of the president should actually come out and talk to Nigerians. People want answers. They don't want the silence. No one is saying anything to anyone. Like the last caller was saying, you should go to the president and interview him. You wouldn't do that without an invite. Yeah, that's just my own take on the whole thing. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Yemi. Thank you for that contribution on the show. Nigerians are calling in to say they want some light shed. Of course, they do acknowledge the fact that Nigerian president is human. It is human to fall sick. It is human. It is normal for people to call for Mr. President to go on a rest. But when the presence and the whereabouts of Mr. President, the president of the biggest black African nation, becomes a question on international level, then that is a huge joke. And when top Nigerians will have to fly into London, we had top leaders of the party who flew into London last week. Now we are having top hierarchy of the National Assembly flying into London to pay courtesy call to Mr. President. Of course, we also in the media, we want to fly to Abuja House to also pay courtesy call and also enable the president talk to Nigeria. We've built that personal relationship with him over time, and I think it is high time Nigeria knew where our president is and what is happening to him. I'll be your last take on the show.
What do you want me to say? Because, at the end of the day, anything I say, I've said this 1,000 times. I've been on this program for so long. The thing is, in the first instance, unfortunately, I know some of his, I'm not trying to be, negative towards the president, but they had the opportunity in the beginning to get a credible candidate who was hale and healthy. But now we're lumbered with this situation. And unfortunately, the sad thing about this whole thing is, it is quite embarrassing for Nigerians to be disrespected. Highly, it's very disrespectful that you're not even speaking to the people who campaigned for you, who went out of their, in masses to say you're going to be the one to give them that change. Now you're turning around, all behind closed doors. You have all these top politicians coming from Nigeria to come and pay courtesy visit. What is that all about? The people, you're here, you've got people around. You mentioned that it was a fake. Initially, when I went in to see whether there was a campaign during the mass protest that happened on the 6th of February, on Monday, I was told that they did have a protest, but unfortunately, it was finished early. And I think there was this thing that they were putting fake pictures around. But anyway, to come into the situation, some people did go to the Nigerian House to answer Mr. Yinka's this thing, to ask where the president is. I want to say something. You see, where there's protocol, and there is this thing about the Nigerian government itself, they would not let you know what is going on. So as far as they're concerned, there's no reason for you to know the state and health of the president, which is wrong.
Okay, all right, Abby, because of our time, we will like to join millions of Nigeria across the world to wish Mr. President a very quick recovery. But while we say that, we also want to join the rest of the world to say, where is our president? Nigerians are phoning into Ben's studio, mainstream media calling into Ben's studio, knowing that we are the voice of Africa, knowing fully well that we are the voice of Nigeria, asking us questions, where is Nigeria's president? If we can't give answer, and so BBC went online to say, indeed, where is Nigeria's president? So we'll probably join them to say, where is Nigeria's president? Let's put some light into this. If you're watching this, President, Your Excellency, Mr. President, President Muhammadu Buhari, we wish you a very quick recovery. We love you. We just want to say, speak to us, let Nigeria know where you are, and hopefully we're going to get a call from you to say, come and have this short interview. We'll be proud of that. Thanks so much. That's how we can go on the program today. My name is Tony Alabi. Enjoy the rest of your week, Mr. President. Have a beautiful weekend, sir.